Alrighty, and welcome back, everybody. Thank you for bearing with the delays. We're going to get started with our third match of the day here in just another minute. We're just waiting out the spectator delay to finish, but we got Westmount versus Queen Elizabeth. And you can see that Queen Elizabeth is on your right-hand side of your screen, and Westmount will be on your left-hand side. So blue and red. But anyway, so we have kind of like during a little delay, we kind of thought about the Westmount comp a little bit. And our best guess for where they're going to play is we think it's Yasuo top, Brand mid, Pike Vagar bottom, and Volley Bear jungle. So I don't know if you want to like break that down a little bit, Slainer, and kind of see like what kind of their win conditions are and stuff like that, because we did kind of already go over the Queen Elizabeth comp.
Also, yeah. So Volley Bear, he does kind of fall off a little bit in the late game, but you do have this late game assurance with the Vagar and the Brand. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see if they make this smooth transition from a Volley Bear kind of trying to carry into the Vagar and Brand, just making sure that their team does not fall off on the damage charts. And
Yeah,
something
exactly.
else, another interesting thing is that for his ultimate to work, you need knockups. And the only knockups that I can kind of see are Pike's hook and, well, Yasuo's tornado. So there's not a lot of wiggle room to play with that.
Yeah, no, they don't have really a lot of wombo combo because most of their CC is all single target. I think the only thing that's even capable of stunning multiple people is the Pike stun if you get kind of lucky, and the Vagar cage. And tornado, obviously, but it's pretty rare to hit a two-person tornado. But well, that's also the same thing we're actually going to see down on the side of Queen Elizabeth as well, though. They have a ton of single target CC from their jungler, from the Nocturne ult into the Fear. Cyan has a little bit AoE ult, AoE stun through the Q, but it is kind of hard because it is so slow to hit multiple people unless they're previously stunned. So I think there's going to be a lot of setup plays on either side here, and honestly, it might come down to just picks and stuff like that. I think Queen Elizabeth does have the better overall team fight comp, particularly around the mid game, but I think it's going to honestly come down to, I think, picks for the most part and who can play their lanes the best.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if Yasuo, he is pretty strong in the side lanes though, and I guess Cyan, if he can just kind of build up all of this health and all this resistances, he is going to be kind of difficult to deal with as well. And then on top of that, if you just have a Nocturne flying around the map with his ultimate that's like up every 2 minutes, it denies a lot of vision. It denies the potential of a teleport coming out from a Brand, maybe to bail out his teammate. So that's going to be interesting to see how they play around that.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of scaling on the side of Queen Elizabeth, and I think they're going to need to get past this kind of like shaky-ish early game that they have, because Annie isn't really the strongest until she gets ult. Nocturne goes up the tier list when he gets ult. Cyan is fairly self-sufficient, but yet again, much stronger when you get ult. This is kind of the team of like, once we hit 6, we can do a ton of stuff, because you also get global pressure coming out of the Ezreal and the Senna when you come out early. Well, on the side of Westmont, they do have a lot more early game damage, pressure, and most importantly, CC. Because the CC from Queen Elizabeth, it doesn't really come out until they have those ults. And otherwise, it's just a lot of like kind of single target abilities that can be a little bit hard to hit, and they're not as guaranteed as the ultimates from their comp.
Something that can be damaging, though, is I guess if Annie can get a multi-man or if Senna root, it's not very possible, but if Senna can get this like multi-man route as well, and that has ability to like destroy team fights.
No, I think a lot of the team fight from Queen Elizabeth is going to come down to Annie hitting 6, the classic old Annie flash tibbers, stun as many people as you humanly can, and then the mechanical outplay of the century. And then you have a lot of follow-up coming up from the Scion, who can actually just stand there and queue all the people that are stunned. The Senna route can actually finally hit multiple people. So there's a lot of easy follow-up on this, but also you have a lot of single target stuff when Nocturne hits 6, because every single lane that the Nocturne can gank once he hits 6 has a way to CC the opponent, particularly if the Nocturne sets them up to do it. So I think it's going to be a lot of just on the Nocturne to ensure his lanes are strong, because he has a lot of easy ganks he can set up, and a lot of the champions on the side of Westmont can't escape as easy. Now the Yasuo can get out, but your Brand down in the bottom lane does get a little bit locked up, and that did get mixed up a little bit. It's the Brand. No, it's a double support bot. They went double support item. I like this energy.
Yeah, the problem is going solo support though is that if you do get CS, it kind of mitigates the gold that you would get from the support item, the passive gold that you would get. So that might be a little bit of a mistake right there. But they have been farming pretty well in this early game.
Yeah, and honestly, as much as you would think the brand would have the favor and poke here, Senna and Ezreal can just stay so far back that it's actually very difficult for the brand to walk up and start engaging, doing the damage and stuff that he wants. And particularly because Ezreal just has that free get out of jail. Okay, or you can just stand in the brand W1 talking about how you can dodge it. But he has a lot of ways to get out of pressure and stuff like that. And Yasuo is just tanking a lot of minion damage there. This is why you don't mess with the minions. Like that, you don't want to take a fight, and that's actually going to force him to back too. So, little thing for solo queue: never underestimate your minions. Yeah, a nice double root coming down from there, and they're just getting the life lead down this bottom lane. But there's a lot of potions to chug. But honestly, I think, as you said, the bot lane is just going to be pretty favored in the Senna and the Ezreal because they went double support item. And as you were alluding to, when you start CSing with the support item, you basically just get a penalty where it completely removes all benefits of the support item. So it's probably better for maybe the brand because it seems like he's the one farming to actually have just gone Doran's Ring as a starting item. But it looks like we got an early gank being set up here from the Volley Bear. But I think they're cautiously waiting on the back here. Oh, nope, it looks like they're maybe going to commit to it, but no, the red team just wisely backs off there. And you were going to say a point?
Yeah, you can see like the Ezreal and the, but it bounced back to them. So even though the Volibear is on spot side, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of counter jungling on both junglers. The wave did bounce back, so they are in a safe space. And Volibear, it seems to be going on a trip around the jungle.
Yeah, it seems like they're both just stealing all of their jungle camps. And like the Yasuo kind of just playing down right below the Sion. I don't really know what's going on up there, but it seems having a bit of a scuffle. But Sion does have the life lead and he is near his turret, so not a lot of potential for him to die. But actually Yasuo coming out of the trade, but here's a big gank from the Nocturne. That's the fear. That's going to be just a guaranteed kill and gifts it over to the Sion. First blood. It's a big amount of gold you want to get into him on that early laning phase. And also a little bit of gold onto the Nocturne as well, because you do want to try and snowball him into level 6 as soon as possible.
Yeah, on top of Yasuo, he also needs
we got another gank coming down in the mid lane. Sorry to cut you off. And they're just coming down, and it's honestly probably just, the turret shot is so unlucky, and the fear is coming down. He's completely out of mana, and there's another kill onto the Nocturne. This is exactly how Westmount wants this to be going. Or sorry, Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, I'll say that was a little bit greedy from the Vega right there. You pushed your minions into the tower. You have no reason to be there, honestly.
Particularly when you're completely out of mana.
Yeah, true. And then going back to the point of Yasuo, both of these players have not been farming very well, but ignoring that fact,
they're too busy hitting each other. Yeah. But actually, I think the Sheen is going to be the difference maker here. But the Conquer stack coming out, got a full charge there, does not let him get the tornado, and that is Sion winning the smack fest in the top lane. It looks like we got a gank coming down on the bottom lane here from the Nocturne. The Pike engages on him, but he might be able to get away, retreating into the jungle. And I think we're about to have the chase of the sentry, looking for the blast cone. I think they're just going to wait him out, but he might be able to get here. The flash coming down, but a nice flank from the Ezreal coming down. They get the stun down from the brand, and they're slowly just working down on this lane. Both flashes burned on the blue side, and got a fear onto the Pike. They might be able to finish him off here with the range, but no, the is coming out, denies the Ezreal from finishing him off. But just a wonderful play coming out from the side of Queen Elizabeth.
You can just tell how close Queen Elizabeth was to getting both of those kills. Like, you can tell that they wanted it, but with this pressure, you can see that translating over into the river and getting this fairly early dragon as well.
Yeah, definitely getting early pressure. Like they gave themselves bot prio off that play, sorry, and they are picking up the dragon here. The brand's coming down. I don't know if this is the wisest to turn it around. The Ezreal's getting the early damage down, but nice stun out from the brand. And here comes the fear. Oh, the Pike barely escapes on the fear, and a huge stun coming down onto the Senna. And this is going horrendously for Queen Elizabeth. Now it's up to the Nocturne to try and turn this around, but it's still a 1-for-2 trade. But the brand may have overstayed his welcome, and he might have to be a stun to even get away from this. But the Nocturne turns it around and makes it an even trade and snowballs himself even further. And as crucially as you see, he just hit 6 there. And this is not where you want the 3-0 Nocturne to be, sitting on level 6, and he's looking towards mid lane to get another kill. And that's Annie hitting 6 as well too, and the Nocturne all coming down, and it's just like it's writing a book. Queen Elizabeth has hit level 6, and you see the just sheer potency of that. And he's probably going to take another risk scuttle for his thing. Our good old Nocturne player is just getting so much value from this. And I don't think a level 4 Volley Bear wins this. Oh, maybe he actually does. He's got another bite coming down here, but doesn't have the stack laid on him. And actually just doing no damage. And he just kind of stopped on the wall there. But the Annie coming down, she doesn't have the stun online, but the damage is enough to swing it in the favor. And overstays is welcome. And we got a fight happening up in the top lane. Sion's just looking to hit an E, smack a minion into him and get the thing. But oh, does he know where he is? Oh, no bush combat allowed here. And getting the Q down and finishes him off here. And that's Crunchy Man going on a killing spree. Who needs CS when you can just farm kills?
Yeah, I was going to talk about that point. But there's just so much action on the map. You can kind of see, though, Nocturne, he already has a Duskblade at 8 minutes. So I don't know.
Pike over engaging there. No, Kiss gets out. Sorry, please continue your point.
Getting the mythic item at 4 minutes is just 8 minutes. Sorry, that's kind of absurd. It's
yeah, so no, it is fairly ridiculous.
Yeah, he's going to be able to kind of his paranoia is going to come up in like about 20 seconds or something. Okay.
As we look away from a second, the potency of Brand comes out in full force. As much as they might be able to outrange them, just the sheer damage you get from the Pike and the Brand is ridiculous. And once Pike hits 6 too, the Execute is going to come online. It looks like we got a gank setting up in the bot lane. The Nocturne ult is about to come online. And they're just looking for it, and they can just fight this out. And the Nocturne ult is going to go down on to the Pike, most likely. And he won't get a stun because of the spell shield, gets the kill down there. It's probably going to donate it over to his 80 carry. That's a crucial kill going on to the Ezreal and onto the Nocturne to keep that ball rolling. A big thing with Queen Elizabeth is they were a little bit weaker in the early game, but I don't think any of that needs to be considered now. Their jungle is far, far ahead, and all their lanes are currently winning.
Yeah, Veigar also died in the mid lane as well. So this also it's also putting Annie ahead.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the Volibear is also hanging around in the top lane a lot, maybe just trying to cover for this Yasuo. But he's not going to be able to get these jungle camps, and
that's the Pike execute coming down. But no, here's the fear coming up from the Nocturne. But no, the Nocturne gets locked up under the tower and just eats so many turret shots. And a beautiful play by the Pike there to turn what should have been a kill for Queen Elizabeth into a double kill in his favor.
Yeah, that was crucial that they kind of relieved some of the bot lane pressure, because otherwise it would have been snowballing out of control. You can also see Nocturne picking up the Merc Treads. So he's going to have this tenacity kind of get out of the CC chain a little bit earlier so that he can kind of just impact the team fight a little bit more, get the be able to deal more damage over time.
Yeah, and I think a crucial thing to look at too is the Nocturne just being up 2 levels on the Volibear. Yeah. So I'm sure many of you in chat already know, but your smite does extra damage the higher the level you are. So any neutral objective they come to, if it comes down to a coin flip between who can smite first, the Nocturne is pretty much going to take it every single time. And with also Queen Elizabeth being ahead in these, they can't really take fights. So this means that Queen Elizabeth can just get a ton of free dragons, but it's the Veigar all coming down in the mid lane, and the Nocturne all there to secure the kill, but doesn't even need it. Just the sheer amount of Annie damage coming down, and just kind of slaps the Veigar with their wallet.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth, they're already over 1,000 ahead at 10 minutes, and they also have kind of like decent scaling as well with this setup, being able to kind of just hit people from across the map. Eventually, when she gets all these soul stacks, and that is a flash from a Yasuo.
I admit I looked away for a second, completely missed it, and unfortunately that means this is going to be kind of a free kill going down onto the Nocturne, currently sitting at 6-1. And honestly, the Nocturne was the early game, and just seeing him so fed, and as long as they keep playing this properly, it is Queen Elizabeth's game to win if they keep this pressure going on. Because Westmount, though they do have good scaling in the Veigar, even in the Brand, and the Yasuo as well, even though he's a bit behind right now, their Volibear kind of falls off and their Pike starts becoming a little bit less relevant later in the game. So they needed to focus on that mid game, but I don't even know if they're maybe going to get there with just how well Queen Elizabeth is playing around the map and punishing these lanes. One
thing which I do really like from Nocturne is kind of the control ward that you purchased. So we established earlier that vision is kind of important in the game, but also getting rid of the enemy's vision is also an important factor, and control wards allows you to do that. And along with the sweeper as well, and fighting in the bot lane is happening.
There's also a fight in the jungle.
jungle.
And I think actually the Nocturne is probably just going to be able to slap at the wall. If this Fear goes down, what looked like a fight the Volibear could win. Oh, the turnaround, and it is Nocturne playing that beautifully, waiting for the Fear to go down and turning that fight.
Veigar is also not having the best time in the mid lane either.
Yeah, no, he's unfortunately kind of getting slapped around by the Annie, but as we said earlier, there's a lot of snowballing in this game, so when you do get ahead, it's very hard to contest an enemy champion that is either ahead of you in items or has a significant level lead on you. And then it's just a dragon. This is actually should be the prio that red team has, but blue team sneaking a dragon away from them. And actually, that's a really good play.
Yeah, also, they don't have a jungler there, but neither does Queen Elizabeth. The jungler just recalled it and is now coming on back onto the map. So he wouldn't have been able to get there in time to steal it either way. So it's just a really good play from Westmount to kind of sneak this dragon away, stop the dragon stacking from Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, and particularly a thing you can notice too, because we've talked about the vision a lot, but Red had absolutely no vision. Oh no, you TP into the Nocturne ult, and you hate to see it, and I think that's just going to be a tower dive cleanly going down. Invests the flash just to secure the kill. That's a kill, and then we have some more fighting up in the top lane. The big zombie man is beating down on the poor weeb.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay, that's a shutdown.
Yeah, it's a shutdown. We look away for him a second, and he's just dying around. Sorry, what were you saying?
What you kind of see though is Nocturne being able to impact all the flying around with the paranoia, and we haven't been able to see that kind of the same thing with the Volibear. And just as I was going to
there we got a little fight going on here, and I don't think the level 6 Volibear can beat the level 11 Annie, particularly with a Senna ult coming down from bottom lane. And I think this Annie might be, she does have flash up, so she might be looking forward to tower diving this Veigar if he does overstep even the slightest. And there it is, but unfortunately tanks too many towers, and that's actually a huge gold shutdown for the Veigar.
Yeah, it's going to allow the Veigar to kind of come back a little bit, because he's been just bullied so much in this early game. But if he can get to the late game stage, it's going to be crucial because of just the infinite scaling, the infinite stacking that he has from his passes. And again, we can see Nocturne ultimate. It's back up. It's coming down back to the bot lane.
Guess where he's going straight down the bot lane to one-shot the half-health Brand. Oh, this little sidestep on the hook. And actually, I think the Veigar, as you were saying, is going to be fairly crucial for blue, because a lot from Queen Elizabeth's team is actually quite squishy outside of the Scion. So if your Veigar gets to a certain point, he can just press the magical alt button and melt people. But speaking of melting people, the big zombie man is back to smacking on this poor Yasuo. Okay. And honestly, the top lane is one of the most swingy lanes in this game. Oh, some nice bobs and weaves, but goes back in. And as you can see, the Scion finishes up the kill in the top lane there, but we got a bottom lane gank going in. He's just dropping the Rift Herald mid-fight. Unfortunately, his Senna dies for that. And they're just poking back at each other. The Fear goes down, opts to not go for the turret dive, instead just waiting it out, letting Shelly smack herself into the tower. And now that the tower's dead, it's probably going to see a re-engage coming out from Queen Elizabeth here. They're going to quickly kill on to the Volibear, but the Brand does have enough damage to turn this if he lays the spells down properly. And it's just, just barely whiffs the ult there, but it's okay. The Brand ult is ticking down, and that is huge damage coming out from the Brand. It turns that fight in their favor. They may have lost the tower, but they come out in the end in the fight. We got another fight in the mid lane here. And Tibbers is just tanking tower for Annie.
Yeah, something crucial that kind of allowed the Nocturne to be able to deal so much damage and to kind of get all these kills in the bot lane was that he used his spell shield correctly. He was able to block the stun from the Volibear, but then right after the Brand came over, he pressed R and it just kind of melted everyone, burned everyone alive.
Yeah, and people just died, so it definitely the bot lane for
Annie's burning
is there.
Veigar.
And oh no, it doesn't. Veigar doesn't quite die. Oh, the Senna looking for the snipe, a nice little sidestep here from the Veigar. And the Annie just wants it so bad. Oh, the Veigar missteps, underestimates how far the little girl's auto range is, and just finishes off the Veigar there, getting another kill onto this Annie. And there's just so much pressure here, but honestly, Westmount just needs to play through this bot lane. This is their only strong winning lane right now. They have a ton of damage, and honestly, they can probably contest objectives if they play around the alt combo of Brand and the execute on the Pike. But their other lanes are struggling a fair bit, and speaking of struggling, here comes the Nocturne ult from downtown, and just 3 shots the Volibear for his trouble. And it's just another kill going down on this Nocturne. You just see how much pressure this a fed Nocturne could just engage on the map and allows his team to just do almost whatever they want because they have prio in most lanes, except the bot lane, as you see there, with the brand damage just coming up massive. Nocturne coming in from the back here. We have seen this play before, and if Brand lays up the CC properly, I don't think the Nocturne can take this. Oh, but a beautiful spell shield just eats up the Pike stun, and they're just going on to the Brand, just slowly whittling away at him. I don't think he has stun, and a beautiful outplay from the Nocturne there, just avoids all the CC, a great spell shield, and turns what might have actually been a death into just a beautiful double kill down to the bot lane.
And honestly, just in time for Dragon to come up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it looks like that is what they're going to be turning their attention to, and it is going to be an Ocean Soul. So Ocean Soul, if you get this buff, you just have infinite, a lot of healing and a lot of mana regeneration, and it's kind of going to be.
Senna, get your stacks! Senna, get your stacks! Oh no!
Oh my
who
goodness!
Needs stacks when you can just get another kill in the mid lane, you know?
Kill champion, yeah. Who needs
just
stacks?
kill champion. Stacks bad. Give me more money. Oh, we got a little engage here on the ball. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Oh, but Nocturne swinging it from downtown. And the man slid into the DMs. A little bit of a pick up a kill on the volley bear here, and the Pike's going into the jungle, starting the great escape. Will he be able to get out, or will the Senna and the Annie run him down? Or he's escaping. He's invisible. They can't see him though. Misses on the route. Oh, a huge stun over the wall to be able to catch up with them. The Pike is just so fast. I don't think he has the option to execute on the tower either, but he's just buying so much time. He's got 3 people chasing him. Oh, I think he's actually going to get out too. Oh, goes over the wall, and this is the grandest. You can't catch this man.
Yeah, it's a Blasco too.
He's the elusive man up in here. And that Pike, what a beautiful escape. Wastes so much of Queen Elizabeth's time.
Honestly though, I don't think it's that bad that he brought Nocturne, and because you have a Rift Herald spawning right now, but I don't know if they're going to be able to take it in time before Baron spawns.
Yeah, Baron does spawn at 20 minutes, so Nocturne does need to melt this. I think it's going to be a cute little race against time, but all the Ezreal's burning down to the Brand passive. Oh, and the last tick finishes him off there. And just Brand, not only does he do a ton of burst damage, but he just leaves this residual burn on you. It does so much, and particularly with how strong he is and the itemization he has. He just gets even more burn than his passive can provide. And Volleybear's coming in for the steal. Oh, and I think he got it. All right, we got a little bit of fighting back and forth here. I don't know. I can't quite see. Yeah. Oh, no, I think the Nocturne got it, actually. Okay, yeah, Nocturne did last it there. Oh, and he gets the res. I went Guardian Angel first. I admit I wasn't looking there, but unfortunately, an early pop on the GA is not what you like to see. And speaking of a pop, here comes the alt combo. They have so much global pressure between this Nocturne and their bot lane.
Honestly, I've been kind of waiting to see this to see Sign just all down one, but it's been Nocturne like creating all of this pressure instead, and it looks like Sign's going to be looking to more of the damage, going itemizing more towards the damage, but it doesn't hurt to have more, honestly, in this game.
I think when you're this far ahead, it's okay to go this damage. Now, if they were even or anything like that, I think this would be kind of a bad build to go for. But because they are ahead and he's so strong and he can just fight Yasuo basically no matter what, he gets a ton more side lane pressure. He can take towers faster and stuff like that. So I think this actually was a wise itemization. And as you can see, they can kind of just tower dive. This poor Yasuo walks up, gives him a final smack, and that should be the tower going down. Don't really think he needed the flash there. The volley bear doesn't do too much damage. And that's just an easy kill going down there. But here comes the Pike looking for the execute. Unfortunately, completely whiffs it. And the Nocturne, yeah, he's got no mana, but he can get him a little smack with the autos. Oh, that's a huge shutdown. That was 1,000 gold straight onto Brand if you saw. And that's actually exactly where Westmount wants the gold to. And another shutdown. Oh, man. Brand, I think, almost just got like nearly 2k gold off of those 2 shutdowns.
Yeah, it seems like that Brand is going to become more of an issue for Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah,
and Ezreal ganking this. No, never mind.
Oh, no, he doesn't watch his stun meter. Unfortunately, Tibber is going down. Yes, you do get damage, but doesn't get the stun locked. He's looking to get into range. Oh, walking up for that Q, and oh, the bear! The bear's gonna smack him down. Here comes the meteor from downtown to finish him off. Not the cleanest play from the Annie, but gets the kill at the end of the day, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, speaking going back to my point of Brand, he has 3 items already, although I do not think that Demonic Embrace is kind of the best item, because the burn from Leandra is a stack, I don't think.
It doesn't, but it does give you an additional stack, and it does give him some tanky stats that I think will be pretty vital with just how high damage the enemy team is. Though I am surprised he didn't go as Zhonya's third item, particularly with how rambunctious his Nocturne is.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Zhonya's would in this case because it can mitigate a lot of the damage, and it's not which the Nocturne it seems to be trying to go for.
Yeah, it just goes, doesn't get the spell shield down. Man, he's just three-shotting him. Zhonya's, you know, would have kept him alive a little bit longer, but just without how to position he was kind of doomed to die. And unfortunately, whip on the, oh man, he's going for the escapes again. This guy's an escape lord. No, the ult was tactical. It was so he could get out, E out, and keep himself safe. You don't catch the spike. Hey man, happy feet, happy feet. Oh, he almost trades the kill. Unfortunately, it dies for his sins. There's some more kills coming up for Queen Elizabeth, and it's kind of the point where they can just kind of slap Westmount with their wallet in most fights. And really the only damage that Westmount has is in that brand. And unfortunately getting picked early just allowed Queen Elizabeth to just kind of do whatever they wanted in that situation.
The issue with Westmount right now, look at, okay, they have 3 members, but where are the other 2 members?
They're up
not
at the
getting
top
much
plane.
done.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
You're not going to be able to kill this turret with the Scion sitting right underneath it. And Queen Elizabeth, they got their sole point now, so they're going to be able to force... Nope, they're not.
Oh, no, Nocturne. Okay, I thought Nocturne was going to come from downtown, but honestly, going onto the brand is the wisest decision he can make. That's the unfortunate part. This brand may be fed. He may be so strong, but Nocturne, being as strong as he is, just doesn't let Brand play the video game.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What's that?
No, all of the damage that Westmount has is kind of on the brand.
Ooh. Yeah, all the bit damage is on that brand, and honestly in the Pike too, but just this Nocturne is just too strong. The solo lanes are just too far ahead, and it is very, very difficult for Westmount to come back here. It is honestly Queen Elizabeth's game to win. It would take quite a series of bad plays in order to let Westmount get ahead of them.
They don't even need a Baron. They don't even need a Baron. All the time. Go for the turrets.
Yeah, just smack down the turrets. You got so much damage in your bot lane.
Oh, wait, that's turrets. The brand damage.
Oh, there's the brand damage. That's the beauty of his ult. It just bounces between everybody. And Brand is just putting the team on his back. A double kill coming out. And will he burn away? No, and the Nocturne barely escapes. And man, Brand is just taking that 1v9 to a new level in this game.
And there's a 1v1 in the top lane, but I don't think this is gonna end.
I'm no doctor, but I don't think the bear wins this.
Oh, Guardian Angel.
We got the Guardian
You're
Angel
not killing
down.
the Scion.
But the Scion is actually out of mana here, so he would just have to auto attack him to death. And I think with the heal on the bear, we would just get kind of a stalemate.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, here comes Yasuo. But the thing about Brand is that if he is in a mobile carry, if he can kind of get onto him with the Nocturne, also with the Annie-stun, he becomes useless in a team fight.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to peel for the brand with the comp they have drafted. Because like Volibear only really has like single target CC, Yasuo as well. Like there's not a lot of just hard CC that you can just kind of like throw around directly around your brand. And the other problem too is Queen Elizabeth just has so many ways to get directly to your brand. Because Scion, when he's ulting, is unstoppable. You can't CC him. Nocturne ult, as you see, goes burr. And they just have so many different ways to get to this poor brand. So even though Brand may be just fed out of his mind, there's just not a lot he can do based on this draft. Like it's mostly a problem of like Westmount doesn't have a team to protect them. Even if they were like even, this would be a very difficult game for Westmount to play, simply because their main carry just doesn't have the protection he needs. Because
just press R,
press R, run at them, run them down. No, who needs to run them down when your Nocturne does 1 billion damage? Has Scion ulted this game? I have not heard this. I have not heard the Siren of Death. Speaking of death,
Brand might be. Brand
might be. He's looking towards the ass. Yeah, I don't think he can catch up to him though. Actually, the Rylai's coming down for the Brand too, giving him a little bit more soft CC, but still no Zhonya's, and that is just the only way that I think he can like get a way to protect himself. But even if he does Zhonya's, as I was alluding to earlier, there's just like with his team comp, there's
too much damage.
Not a lot of there's not a lot of ways to peel for him either. So he kind of just Zhonya's and just delays the inevitable. And I think that's going to be Queen Elizabeth finally putting this game to bed. as they work on down the inhibitor turret. Okay.
Zion, can you press R just once?
Just what I need to hear the loud sound, please. Oh, my Nocturne just doing so much damage. Doesn't even need mana. Just output a ridiculous amount. And that's Queen Elizabeth winning on the team fight there. And probably going to be taking home the W today. Excellently executed, kept their jungle ahead, and just made sure all their lanes won. And I think only one that was kind of problematic was bot lane. But when you have a 21-0 or whatever Nocturne, it's kind of hard for a mage to matter.
Yeah, when we were kind of talking about...
Gotta pad the KD. Gotta pad the KD. Oh no! Oh, no! A crucial mistake! And it's... Oh, the Pike might actually be able to turn this around. Queen Elizabeth might be just throwing this game in the gutter with the minions. No, I think the minions are going to be able to finish this off. Even if not, the Scion had passive. So as nerve-wracking as that was, Queen Elizabeth does take home the W for this match.
Yeah, earlier today we were kind of talking about how junglers, they need to be able to follow up on engages. In this game, I don't think we saw any engages. Instead, we just saw Nocturne being the main engage tool, just pressing the R. Everyone follow him. Let's just dogpile onto the enemy team and kill everyone.
Yeah, and you saw a lot of Volibear just prioritizing trying to get top lane back in the game, even though he was like desperately behind. And the main problem with that is not only is your Yasuo now behind in that lane, the Volibear is now years behind the Nocturne because you've put so much focus top and not gotten anything out of it. So it definitely, I think, came down to a lot of the jungle matchup. Though the solo laners on the side of Westmount did win their bottom lane, but mid lane did go in the favor of Queen Elizabeth. And Queen Elizabeth got the favor in mid lane and top lane, and of course jungle. So I think that was the big difference makers in this game. But thank you all for watching. We're going to go quickly to break, and then after that, we're going to get into our fourth and final game of the day, which will be Ross Shepherd versus Jasper Place.